Yo, what's good? You dub back here again here in 2019. Let's get it with another Deathmatch. Now, this video is a classic. That was asked. You know any fan of martial arts and video games and anime manga, y'all know this is the classic. Alright. This is one of the most classic ones besides like certain comic videos. Alright. Y'all see me beaming. I was thinking about it, I was asked specifically by a subscriber probably a couple weeks ago, and I kept pushing off. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to it. Because this is a hard one, bro. This is a hard one. But we gonna do it anyways. Coming in from the left side, y'all know who it is. The Oni, the ogre, the world's strongest creature, the strongest creature alive. A man who needs no introduction. A man who's some would say a god of fighting, a man who's superhuman with it, a man who's, his skills alone are nearly peerless. He is none other than Hanma Yujiro. And in the right corner, another man who needs no introduction. A man who loves fighting more than pretty much anything. A man who is about that action, a man who is a dog fighter but still has honor. He is none other than that Grand Master, Akuma. Let's get it. Now y'all know this. We talking about Akuma from Street Fighter, and I will put in caveat: we're not talking Shin Akuma or Oni. Okay, Oni and Shin Akuma, those are variations of when he goes into the Sasui no Hado, when the Hado overtakes his body to varying levels. All right, we're not doing that. We're gonna do this is not a nerf. Those are just variations of the character, and I did a lot of research. That's what also took me time. I had to make sure I studied Oni, you know, and whatnot, and I had to make sure I was doing this justice. Those are variations. Okay, I cannot do that. That's like if I were to do Superman, I can't have him amped. I can't have him using Superboy Prime feats. I can't do that. I can't have him using, even though it's questionably Superman, Thought Armor, Cosmic Armor Superman, Thought Robot Superman. I can't do that. I have to use Kal-El. Okay. And so there you go. Same thing with Goku. Okay, Son Goku. I can't be having him you know, on one instance using Super Saiyan 4 and then the God Kid and then like Supreme Grand Priest Goku. I can't do that. All right. So just keep that in mind when we come to the results of this matter and to make sure we crystallize because I don't do composite unless y'all want me to do a composite character. As we always do in my death matches, all right, we go very detailed. We got three main categories, and under each category, there are a few different subcategories. First, you got the attack category, you got the defense category secondarily, and third, but certainly not least, you got strategy. And under the attack category, we have strength, which is physical strength, speed, which is combat speed. I don't want that to be confused with travel or transit speed. I always say that. Some characters may, in fact, have travel transit speed and fight at that. In the case of Doctor Stephen Strange or potentially a Toph, okay. But most people, their combat speed is different from their travel speed. Dragon Ball characters are a beautiful example of that. Um, you also have techniques, which are self-explanatory, and destructive capacity slash power, how much stuff you can blow up, break, depending on the situation. Now, first of all, who's physically stronger? Y'all know who physically stronger, let's be honest. It's not that it's overwhelmingly so, but we know who this is. It's that man, it's the ogre, the world's strongest creature. Again, we've seen this man. This man stopped an earthquake. Has Akuma ever done anything on that level? Has he done anything on that level? It's questionable if Akuma is even the most powerful. We'll get to power in a second. But as far as physically strongest, there's a few other characters who are on his same level. When it comes to Yujiro, nobody in his world is on his level. And these dudes are superhuman in regards. Akuma's strong in of himself. I'm not saying he getting wrecked. If they did a wrestling match, it would be a nice match. But let's be honest, y'all know the ogre. Like I said, I've seen no feats from Akuma, none that showcase. Some can say, "Well, he's holding back, bro." I've not seen that. When it comes to speed, this is tough because the ogre has shown very impressive stuff. But believe it or not, I have got to give it to the master of the dark martial arts. I've got to give it to Akuma. This dude here is a monster. Is a monster. For what he doesn't focus on in strength, he focuses on in speed. And he fights them very, very fast dudes. Like these dudes, and again, this isn't like it's a blowout. It's not like ogre can't deal with it. But Akuma, he focuses on that striking game. When it comes to Yujiro, Yujiro's more open. Okay. Plus, we've also seen cases where Yujiro does not rely on his speed, but relies on his strength more. When it comes to techniques, I mean, you're talking about someone in Yujiro who knows pretty much all, like you can say all modern martial arts, and then a few ancient ones that nobody pretty much remembers. And then you got someone like Akuma who is very versed, but because they're both martial artists, I have to give the edge to Yujiro because the ogre, again, he just knows he's like the Batman. Anytime you're comparative to someone like Batman, he's like the Batman of martial arts. He just knows so many damn martial arts that it's just not fair to almost anyone he comes across. So there's that. And when it comes to destructive capacity slash power, I'm going on par. I'm going to be fair and go on par because I've seen like I said, stopping an earthquake, the things punching, destruction of a giant um, elephant, of a polar bear, of pretty much a one man army. Okay, he doesn't go into combat. Yujiro went into war without weapons and wreck shop. But you trying to tell me Akuma can't do seemingly much of the same thing, if not better? If not better. So I've seen nothing definitive that as powerful as the ogre is, strength wise, yes, but when it comes to pure power, I'm not convinced that Akuma is weaker than him. I've seen nothing to showcase that Akuma is somehow inferior. So overall, I would give the slight edge in the attack category, unsurprisingly, to the ogre himself. Now, the defense category, we also have four subcategories. We have reaction time, durability, stamina, and agility. When it comes to reaction time, we've seen the ogre dodge lightning casually. Okay. We've also seen him be able to react to multiple punches within zero point 0.5 seconds. When it comes to Akuma, Akuma fights against guys who move comparatively the same to Baki characters, if not faster, because Baki characters don't always fight fast. That's the thing. I know that's a common thing in fiction, but seriously, Baki characters do not always fight at the speed in which they can fight. Sometimes they be taking hits. You like, bro. In another fight, they should be dodging, but in this fight, they taking hits. When it comes to the same thing with Akuma, his reaction speed is nasty with it. I say it's a wash. I say it's on par. Like it's so you're nitpicking at this point. Both of them have shown very impressive feats. Both of them have been hit by very impressive people. So you know it is what it is. And here's the thing: like when it comes to the ogre knows going into durability that he can tank a lot of stuff. So a lot of times he just tanks it just because he can. What can you say? It's kind of the same thing that you see in series like Dragon Ball. Okay, so you see it with DC and Marvel. Some of these guys just tank the blows, even though, or because they can regenerate like a Wolverine, or just because they're like Juggernaut. You just can't really hurt them. And so when it comes to durability, I have to give this to the ogre. The ogre, this dude again, as powerful as he is, we've seen him tank, and he's tanked from like we've seen him tank too much. We've seen him tank from the best. When it comes to Akuma again, there are multiple dudes pretty much on par with him. You got Goken, his brother. Um, you got someone. Is he Ori? I believe is Oro. Excuse me. I'm not the most uh, in depth with Street Fighter lore, so y'all can correct me. But there are a few guys who are seemingly on par with his power and his durability. So there is that. I give it's not like this is a landslide. Akuma can tank punches, but I think overall the ogre can tank hits and damage a bit better. When it comes to stamina, I've never seen either of these dudes press, so to me that's undefined. I've literally never seen either of these dudes push to the limit. At most, I've seen Akuma stop a fight, and I've seen the ogre call off of like the fight's done, but I've never seen them tire out. When it comes to agility, I definitely got to give this to Akuma. The same thing as the speed. It's not that the ogre isn't agile, but he doesn't rely on agility the same way as what Akuma and certain street fighters do. So there's that. Now, here we are to the strategy category. We have on the strategy subcategories, excuse me, this time. You have location, you have fighting style, and you have fighting IQ. Now, when it comes to location, I don't think this is relevant to either of these dudes. Either of these dudes can fight anywhere just as effectively. If we're talking urban, we're talking rural, we're talking in a forest or in a flat plains, won't really affect them. Both of them are just that level of grandmaster. Could they fight underwater? Yeah. Go on a mountain? Yeah. Like where on the planet can they not fight? Seriously. Now, when it comes to their fighting styles, now as I mentioned before, the ogre. Yujiro has literally pretty much every martial art at his disposal that we know of in modern times, as well as a few ancient ones that we've seen. But he mainly does what we. I love it. It's called the wild style. Like he lifts his arms up. He has his demon back. Like it's crazy if it need to, and I think he would have to pull out the demon back against the absolute monster known as Akuma. Okay, but his arms raised to his both of his sides. Um, he knows of the perfect offense, perfect defense, that kind of thing. This dude's unbelievable with it. And when it comes to Akuma focuses on the Satsuken, which is based off of a form of karate, as well as he has a Satsui no Hado. Okay, it's a dark chi kind of thing. In brief, that's what he's mainly rocking with. Even though it's seeming, it's one of those things that while Yujiro has all of these at his disposal, excuse me, he doesn't really always use those. He just knows how, and he's highly adaptable. Okay, if you want to try to box, oh, we can box. If you want to try to wrestle, we can definitely do that. If you want to use karate, even though he does come in a lot more like karate and kung fu as well, though. So he would definitely be able to counteract the grand mastery that Akuma brings to the table with his karateka abilities. Okay. And for those who know Satsui no Hado with the dark heat, like it his killing intent rises, but he still does have a kind of ish moral code. He just wants to fight powerful people, kind of the common thing of strong fighters. They want to fight the powerful. So there you go. Now, when it comes to fighting IQ, as you've heard me say before, look, Yujiro is he's the top level. He's a creme de la creme, top shelf. Um, Shout out to Ti. He's the top when it comes to fighting IQ. When it comes to fighting genius, it doesn't get better than him. And Akuma's right up there with him. Akuma might be like a take off of fighting genius, but they're both fighting geniuses. So it's not like when it comes to IQ, it's definitely not going to be a deciding factor. So overall, who do I give the W to? If this was a variant, and y'all can already see where it's coming. If this was a variant of Akuma, like Oni, he might have the edge, and I can do that deathmatch if y'all want me to. But if we talking about the regular Akuma, Yujiro pretty much unparalleled, unless we see his father Hanma Yujiro fight. Yujiro bodies everybody. Akuma has multiple people who are on his level. Let me reiterate. He has multiple people on his level. None of which I'm sure take down this man, known as the ogre. This man is superhuman, superhuman, superhuman. Akuma is peak to superhuman. Alright? Yujiro is superhuman, 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 superhuman. And in the areas where Akuma is greater superhuman, speed, agility, it's not overwhelming. At the end of the day, Yujiro has too many skills, has a slightly better fighting IQ, slightly. So it ain't. But in the battle of masters, that matters. More fighting skills, more techniques, just more ways of beating Akuma than Akuma has of defeating him. Now, can Akuma win? Sure. But I gotta give this one, in fairness to Akuma, I gotta give this a 70-30 to the ogre. He has too many ways to defeat Akuma. And again, Akuma, I don't see enough ways for Akuma to win. Like I said, Akuma, I don't want to be disrespectful, but the ogre is just that much of a monster. Like I said, I can do another death match with like Oni or such and such, but Akuma's monster. Don't get it twisted. It's just this man Yujiro. He's a problem for any martial artist. And maybe I'll do, if you want me to, someone from DC and Marvel, some of the best martial artists from there to try to take out the ogre. But so far, the ogre, this good luck to your favorite martial artist. Unexpected one, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me your thoughts on this matter. Do you have Akuma? Do you think I misrepresented? Let me know and show me the facts. But from what I've seen and read and all the content that I know, just can't get into it, baby. All right, y'all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night. Peace.